this deer, Splitter is what we call him, but he basically turns into the poster child for us because it was a deer that we had in 2017, had a ton of pictures of him, and us and a bunch of neighbors both agreed to let the deer go for the year. Figured he was 3.5 actually, but we decided we were going to let him go. That was 2017. Between the 2 seasons, we had over 200 videos and pictures of him, 206 I think, different ones. He was a deer that was really habitual, like he lived in a certain area of the farm. We were just trying to figure the deer out and get as many pictures or videos as we could of him. But licking sticks and trail cameras. It made it real easy for us to make sure, A, he was alive still, and most people probably would have shot him. What his saving grace was when he broke that main beam off. That's why we all decided to kind of let him go. We get through 2017 that way, so we find the deer shed in March. 2018 starts, and right away we're trying to find this deer. Ultimately, we knew we were going to hunt the deer, but we knew everybody else was going to hunt the deer too. So we really thought we had to figure it out as early as possible. Now the season's open and we're like having a hard time sleeping because we know every person around here is hunting this deer. And we have an outfitter to the north of us, we have an outfitter to the south of us. They're friends of ours, they're good friends of ours. We all knew about this deer, and we were hoping someone out of our group that let the deer go the year before, because they let the deer go, we were hoping someone was going to kill it out of that group. But we're nervous because we're thinking any day these guys could post that they shoot this buck. Like, we had a total strategy on trying to figure out how to get close enough to him this year in 2018 to actually kill him. And I started thinking about it and realizing, God, we just have so much information on the deer, and how can we use it to try to make sense of it? Is there any sense to it? Like, did 2017 overlap with 2018? Did locations and dates and times of the year overlap with between 2017 and 2018? The best way, the only way I thought we could do it effectively was to map it out. So we used Onyx, and it was really valuable to us because we were able to mark all sorts of different points. Like, we marked where we had all of our licking sticks. On the farm, we've got 16, 17, 18 of them this season. One of the things that we did start out with was we just put property lines on it. It's about 600 acres, but the way it lays out and the way we hunt it, we refer to it as north end of the farm, south end of the farm. So we split the farm in half, and we started putting in all of our licking sticks. Now I've got all these licking stick spots. And so then we came back and we started in 2017. We went through all these pictures. We broke them into unique situations. So when we mapped them out, we went through and we put each individual unique sighting. So first picture we ever had of them was July 19th of 2017. Then it went to July 24th, July 29th, August 2nd, August 8th, August 25th. And I start peppering these out, and we drop them in. It was clear where the deer lived. October 23rd, first time we get a picture of the deer, and he's on the south end of the farm. Big surprise to us, because he's way on the south end of our farm. He's on a licking stick on an extreme opposite corner, but it's the first time all year that he crosses our halfway point of our farm, gets into the south end. Now that's on 10/23. Then 10/27, we got a picture of him on a second licking stick on that end of the farm as well. Then he's back to the north by the 9th, the 10th, the 13th, the 17th. I mean, he spends the rest of 2017 on that north end. In 2017, out of 46 different encounters, 13 of them were daytime. Less than a third of them were daylight. 2018, we get him in velvet for June. You could tell this is gonna be a pretty good buck. You could tell it was him. He had the unique splits on his brow tines. That's our first picture of him, back in the north. Same place we had a ton of pictures of him last year. So it tells us what a habitual deer that was. Like, he did the same thing year after year, 2017 to 2018. Then you get into August, and he's still north end, north end, north end, within a very, very tight core area. And as you look at the map, you can really start to see that north end just clutter. We're thinking we're gonna kill the deer in the north end in 2018. Up until September 3rd, he shows up on the south side. Right then we were really surprised, because we went, why is he on the south side of the farm this early in the year? Why is he there in the first place? It kind of threw us for a loop and kind of made us start thinking about, we may have to find the deer, not just in the north, we might have to find him on the south end. We only had 14 different unique encounters with that deer in 2018. And 8 out of the 14 were daytime, 57%. So deer's 4.5 years old in 2018, and he's actually daytime. Now it's a shorter window of time because the deer didn't make it through October, but it's 29% daylight versus 57% daylight. When we realized this, the first weekend of October, my son got there on a Saturday. He went in Saturday evening and he said, where do you think I should go? We haven't had a picture of the deer in over a week down here. I said, I'd go and hunt this edge. I don't want you going up into this woods. So he went and he sat this plot. And if you look at this, you go, man, where would you pick to sit? But we didn't want to go and put too much pressure on the deer. Our thought process was use the cameras to pin them down, use the licking sticks to get them in front of the cameras, and then hunt the edges. We're hunting the 7th, and on the 6th, the day my son was in that plot, that buck was up on the top. It was during shooting light. Only a couple hundred yards away, on a licking stick there and on a licking stick here, and my son's hunting here, and this is a total trail system that hugs around this bluff. So I don't think that the deer was off that far from him. Pull these cards, my son goes, I want to go back up to the top. He was here. I said, no, we're not going to pressure him. We're just going to be the soft spot. I said, go sit the same spot. And all of a sudden, Splitter comes into that plot. Well, on the 7th, we get a couple pictures of him right after he had shot him. So we go back into it and we start adding lines. We realize that it's clearly not the game trails, but we just wanted to go through and connect the dots. And we just sequenced it. We went from one licking stick or picture site to the next in order. And so as we do this, we can see it actually unfold as far as some of his travel and where he jumps around. Now, when we put the second color on, this is 2018. So I can go back in here and I can turn them all on. You start to see how clear some of these areas became. And then we drew this area around what I called our primary core home area. And once I do that, now there's 2017, 2018, and you can really see just how much in a 27.11 acre area, how condensed that deer's travel was. Our style is be the soft spot. I feel like we had some real active pressure to the north and active pressure to the south, and I think it clearly impacted this deer's movements. We provided him this buffer area in the middle. We had a safe zone for him, and we hunted the edges of the safe zone, and we waited and were patient enough. Thankfully, we were there in the right place at the right time. But when you have the ability to take all that information and good information, like the videos, the pictures, those are some of the best videos and pictures we can get. And it's because we are truly maximizing a trail camera when you can put a deer in an exact same spot, the spot that you want them to be, over and over and over again. And now you're starting to figure out, you're inventorying, figuring out where he is, if the deer is there or not. Patterning wise, this takes it to a whole new level, but the ability to get this information by putting the deer on a specific spot is how I get it. Ultimately hunting it. I mean, the food plot that Mason shot the deer in, we had 2 licking sticks in it. It was a small kill plot. There were trails that came into that food plot in multiple areas, and to just put a camera on one trail would have got me some pictures, but not all the pictures. By using the licking stick, I know I got more of them, and I know I got a lot better ones. So we used these tools, our trail cameras, our licking sticks, and now we put it to the Onyx maps, and it just gives me such a clear visual that I can get so much information from and be able to kind of put pieces together and then be able to try to apply that in the future.
I would say the arrow did not pass through. That's why we're not getting any blood.
My arrow's not red.
So you got pretty good penetration.
Oh God!
Is that him?
Let mom get in and film this, because this is unbelievable. Dude, can you get him out of there? If you can, I'll take him.
God. Dude.
Oh wow. He's heavy. He's heavier than I thought he would be.
I'm going.
It's
Hi,
an
Mom.
absolute giant. Ever. Yeah. Ever.
Well, I just shot like the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life.
Shot a giant.
I'm
not gonna
we're
make
gonna
it
have
to
to take
school.
pictures tomorrow, so I don't think I'm gonna be going to school. Can you call me in?